Welcome, everybody. It is Kyle Russell doing a talk show, crystal talk show, live, which is a little bit different than the usual format. So I'm going to be looking up at my TikTok audience and down at my YouTube and Facebook audience. So what I'd like everybody to do is, as you come on, tell me where you're contacting us from, where you're coming in from, what state or country. And also ask any questions that you might have. I'm actually going to put in this headset to get some better audio going through to my Facebook and YouTube. And here's someone, Kathleen says hello. How cool is this? So this is working. This technology that I use is so sketchy sometimes. Like, you don't know whether it's going to be effective or not until you actually get on, and then miraculously it is effective. And so everybody on TikTok, I want to let you know I'm doing a slightly different format tonight, because usually I just do questions, Q&A, answer the entire time that I'm on. But the Crystal Talk Show format is a little bit different. In this Crystal Talk Show format, I have a bit of an agenda, some things I want to talk to you about, and some things I want to show you. So as you come on, say hello from wherever you are. Sarah Beardsley says hello. Caitlin, we've got some people from YouTube also. So you're not going to see each other's comments, but I'm going to be able to see everybody's comments. And for everyone who's on TikTok, feel free to ask your questions. Same with the people on Facebook and YouTube. So I'm going to begin with my agenda items, things I want to talk to you about. And they are, first and foremost, my book is coming out. Now, it's not going to be a black and white book. This is a little mock-up that I did. It's called Crystal Energy: Understanding and Working with Stones for Clarity and Flow. And it's got this beautiful back with an explanation and lots of information. This book is going to be over 200 pages, and it's going to have 177 photographs of incredible crystals for you to check out. So I'll bring that up again. This should be coming out on Amazon within the month, but also going to be Jeff Rice. Hello. How cool is that? Rebecca. Nice. So thank you, everybody, for joining me on this special event. Before I go on, I want to show you another piece of printed material. Actually, oh, I didn't bring my card deck. I have a fantastic crystal card deck that has 80 different crystals featured. And I also have this nice poster, which shows 180 stones listed on the back. The ones that are dark here are the ones featured in my card deck. And then you have 30 on the front here, just to give you the general idea, because I group all stones according to 10 energy zones. So I mail those out to you in a nice envelope, and I'm going to be putting those on sale at my site, crystalconcentrics.com, very soon. So everyone who is putting comments into TikTok, please keep watching, because I'm going to pause and I'm going to look over your comments. The same is true for YouTube and Facebook. I've got some nice hellos. I have got, yes, the book. People are excited, and Connecticut says hello. So wherever you're from, shout out your location. Now, one of the things I wanted to show you is hearts, because we're coming up on Valentine's Day, and I have a TikTok that's going to come out all about crystal hearts that are under $20. But there's a few I want to show you that are really, really cool. This one I call Leopard Moonstone. It looks like a cheetah, has the little stripes in it, and it's in a base of what's basically peach moonstone. Not all moonstone is rainbowy and white. This is another moonstone, coincidentally, which is silvery. I'm sorry, I'm blowing off my Facebook people. So there's the first one. I'm showing the TikTok people the silver black moonstone, and then I'm swapping so that you can see one and then the other can see the other. I am going to be uploading all kinds of stones that are $60 and under at my website. Traditionally, I didn't really post things that were worth much less than 200 because it wasn't worth the trouble and the hassle of the uploading. But I've just had a major technological breakthrough, and this breakthrough has enabled me to enter things into my database and then have them upload right to the web. So that's super, super exciting. So I'm going to take a pause because I see a lot of questions coming in on TikTok. So here I am, I'm scrolling up. There's so many comments. So everybody bear with me because the types of questions people are asking are going to be useful and helpful for everyone to hear the answers. Someone says, is crystals the new conductor of hologram? I do not know. I don't even understand that question. Do you do gift packages and bulk deals? I do. It all depends on what it is that you're buying and how replaceable it is for me. If it's replaceable, I have no problem marking it down. But if it's not, like for example, I just did a TikTok this week about Moldavite pendulums, and I'm going to show you the one that I didn't know I had. Check that out. This is I'm going to have to take it out because the plastic casing is too shiny. Yeah, sorry folks if you couldn't see things. Kentucky says hello. So here is a cool Moldavite pendulum with quartz on the bottom and Moldavite pieces inside of a little capsule at the top. So if I pull it back far enough, yeah, if it's closer to my face, everyone's going to see it at the same time. So I sold the other two that I had, but now I realized I have these two. I have one and another one just like it that are totally available. I don't talk prices on these lives or talk shows. You've got to email me, kyle@crystalconcentrics.com. That is the only way for me to be able to talk money and get things to you. Somebody asked about the price of the book. I think it's going to be pretty cheap if you get the ebook, the PDF, and the hard copy. I'm hoping will be as much as $46, but if I can lower it, I absolutely will because I want to make it easier for people to buy. Ontario says hello. Do I still says rose quartz hearts? Yes, I do. I do have all kinds of stone hearts to sell. I'm going to scroll a little bit. Okay, so I'm pretty up to date with the comments, and I'm going to do a little more show and tell for you. So some people have been really excited about Auralite. I see questions come up about Auralite all the time. Somebody was curious about the price on the Moldavite pendulums. Again, not the place to talk money. Email me, kyle@crystalconcentrics.com. I'll be happy to get back to you. So this is a gigantic Auralite. Auralite is a multi-layered amethyst that comes from Ontario, Canada. And if you're lucky, you will get the red cap on it. Most Auralite is sold without the red cap. And I have a great example of one right here that is tumbled, lightly tumbled. Most Auralites will come like this. It's a deep stone, it's a foundation stone, and it has to do with layers of history, personal history, geological history, generational history. Anyway, this is such an extraordinary specimen. I thought I would share it with you as part of my show and tell experience. There it is. I keep forgetting that if I hold it closer to my face, everyone's going to be able to see it at the same time. Also, YouTube and Facebook are widescreen, and TikTok is narrow screen. So, on the theme of necklaces, I want to show you these here. So, are you familiar, probably most of you are, with these disc necklaces? This is a nice shungite one. What I like about disc necklaces is that it's super easy. You don't have to go to the trouble of having a fancy wire wrap done with it. And by the way, everyone who's just tuning in on TikTok or Facebook or YouTube, please be aware that I am simulcasting to 3 different platforms at the same time, and I'm doing something different than I usually do on my TikTok lives. The TikTok lives, it's all about us talking and me answering every question in real time. In this situation, it's more of a talk show, so I have a bit more of an agenda of things that I want to share with you. And so I was talking to you about how easy it is to loop a necklace, an adjustable rope around these pie stones or discs or donuts. And I have a bunch that I dug up because somebody's really interested in them. And usually when someone is interested in a particular type of stone, I will do a video about it. I will take photographs of them and make them available to you. I also want to show you this interesting thing. It's called A Wonderful Life, and it is a triple disc necklace. So you've got three things here. They are rose quartz, rainbow jasper, and moss agate. And I'm going to be uploading these onto my website. They're going to be around $30 each, and they're going to be of all different types and varieties. Another one that I have here to show you is called Radiant Health. So that's kind of a cool thing. These are adjustable. They have an explanation on the back of the three stones, and I'm finally uploading them. I've been selling them at shows and at my store for years, but it's time now that I feel like I have more of an audience for things that are $60 and under, which is why I created an Instagram store and a Facebook marketplace store. You're going to be seeing a whole lot more items that are $60 and under becoming available. Thanks everybody who's joining on TikTok. I'm scrolling up to see if there's anything. Oh, wow. Yes, someone just said they received my card deck and they love it. Is the book similar to the card deck? Let's think it's about 20 times more amazing. The card deck is wonderful because it does have all 10 energy zones and stones grouped in all of those. But in the book, I've expanded every single section, and there are photographs, bigger, beautiful photographs. I do use many of the photos from the card deck in the book, but in the book, they're bigger and more luxurious. The book, as I was showing you before, is going to be 8.5 by 8.5. So it's a good sized book. It's not going to be hardcover. It's going to be soft cover. It's called Crystal Energy, Understanding and Working with Stones for Clarity and Flow. So if you want to know when it comes out, the ebook, the PDF, or the hard copy, I suggest you get onto my mailing list, which you can do at crystalconcentrics.com. Oh yeah, Kathleen likes the three stones together. That, I can't blame you. It's a very cool thing. So now I'm scrolling up. Hello, everybody from TikTok. New joiners, feel free to tell us where you're based. And I'm going to move on to show you some other items now. Sugilite. Sugilite is one of my all-time favorite stones. And whenever I do a talk show, I want to not forget to share some of that material because my push in terms of a specific stone recently has been a lot on Moldavite. But I'm going to be, in fact, before I get away from the Moldavite, I want to show you some little pieces. Dang, everything is piled up on top of itself here. There we go. I want to show you some little pieces that I got because I did a video that I apologize because I've been so behind on my technology and I've been kind of screwed over by some of my tech people. And what I wanted to do was let people know that I sell Moldavite not just on the very high end, but also on the very low end. For example, I have these little guys. It's hard to see them, but they're $16 each. And then I've got $26 each. And then I even have ones that are $100 each. A little hard to see. I'll show them to everybody from this. They range from about this size, these little guys here, to those little guys there. So I have them all, and the way that it works is people write me and they tell me their price range, and then I show them what I've got, and then they select what they want, and then we take it from there. But I said I wanted to show off some Sugilite. So I don't see any particular comments that need some attention. We're able to stick right to our agenda. Everybody on TikTok, remember, the live doesn't get saved. However, it does get saved to Facebook and to YouTube. So what you'll want to do is make sure to write me, because I cannot save any of the comments happening on TikTok right now. Sugilite is a favorite of mine, and I'm going to show you some very special pieces. So right here, we have some pretty big earrings. These are really nice. I'll bring them close to you there and close to you there. Sugilite is one of my favorites. I consider it the primary manifestation stone, and I have so much of it that's not even up online. And I wanted to show you two pendants as well to show you exactly how pink it can get and how interesting it is when it has these hematite bands running through it. So I have pendants in all price points of the Sugilite. However, I will tell you that you can't really think about getting anything substantial in the Sugilite department unless you're willing to spend hundreds of dollars. Fortunately, I have a solution for that problem. And that solution is that I've got smaller chips, just like with the Moldavite. These aren't quite going to be $16, but you'll see there's different colors. You see how one is much darker than the other. I'll show you there. That's kind of a pink gel, darker, 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 and lighter, pinker. And so I am eventually going to be distributing, making available these items so that it will be possible to get some Sugilite for $20 also. Someone asked me where I get stones from. Somebody came in my store today and asked me that same question, and I've told them I have over 1,000 sources. I have a database where I keep track of all my contacts. I buy online. I've even bought retail. I'll go into a store, and if I see something really amazing that's unreplaceable, I will get it for sure. And then, of course, gem shows and wholesalers. All of those people are great to connect with. So I'm wondering, does anybody have questions? Here's Sugilite. Somebody asked about where the Sugilite is from, and I have this other nice pair of earrings I want to show you. It is from South Africa. So the Sugilite is gorgeous stuff. It's the only really nice, solid, cuttable purple stone out there, aside obviously from amethyst, but amethyst is more gemmy, it's more translucent. And there's purpurite and there's stitchtite, which are other stones that are kind of similar color, but they don't have the value because all of the Sugilite was mined in the 70s and 80s, and it's simply no longer available. So what you see is what you get. Another thing about Sugilite, which is different from, say, Moldavite, even though there's a lot of variety in Moldavite in terms of look and feel and texture and shape, the Sugilite also has a lot of different color differences. You'll have some with more black, you'll have some with more blue, you'll have some with red in it. So it's really, really challenging to get a perfect Sugilite. And so you sort of settle for the personality and the price point that you can work with. Phosphosiderite, someone mentions. Absolutely. That's another pretty cheap and very beautiful purple stone. I have some pendants of that too. And one of the things I want to tell you, somebody asked about price range. Again, you'd have to email me about that. Any other questions, please put them through on TikTok or through Facebook. Somebody talked about charoite. Charoite is a gorgeous purple stone. It's a little bit different in color than the Sugilite, and I don't have one here to show you, but I just posted a video tonight to TikTok and Instagram where I discussed the pendants. My wife asked me to collect some pendants for her because she is doing a photo shoot. She occasionally updates her photos. By the way, you should definitely follow her at Nina Manelson. She's a phenomenal women's health coach. She's been working for decades, working with women on health issues, diet, self-image, you name it, even though she's very anti-diet. And she's got a program coming up right now, so you might want to check that out. At Nina Manelson on whatever platform you're on. She's on Instagram and also the other channels, TikTok and YouTube. Someone is new to my page. Do I have pictures? Yes, I do. Most of my product is offline, so your best bet is to email me first, Kyle@crystalconcentrics.com. That's Kyle at crystalconcentrics.com. In fact, the YouTube and the Facebook broadcast has my website right on it, so you can just follow that. Also, Crystals Concentrics is my brand. It's on TikTok, it's on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Pretty easy to find. Somebody asked what my favorite rock is. And I think right now the Moldavite and the Sugilites are my favorites, but I love jade. I love rhodochrosite. I mean, there's hardly any stone that I don't care about. I love them all. I carry them all. I have some friends, including one who may still be on this broadcast, who specialize only in Moldavite, and that's pretty much all they do. Because I'm spread out much thinner, it means I'm not able to focus as much. However, I have this year, actually last year, built up a world-class selection of Moldavite. I have every price range. I have jewelry. I have, you know, it's really a pretty extraordinary thing. And a lot of these are on my site, crystalconcentrics.com, but more and more items are going to have to be uploaded now that I've finally cracked the technical code, thanks to my database expert who's helped me do that, both with my contacts and my crystal database. We're going to be a lot quicker to upload new product. Someone said, what am I wearing? This here is a gorgeous nodule of pink chalcedony from the Himalayas. It's a very soft, gentle, healing stone. I love it. I like this particular piece well enough that I got it wire wrapped by my guy. So if you have stones that you want wire wrapped, feel free to send me an email and we can talk about how to make that happen. Underneath, I do have a giant Sugilite right here that I'm sporting, and it's my favorite, and I don't have a light to show you, but if I shined a light right through it, you would see some of these pinks really show up. The gel would be super, super highlighted. So, someone is back. Thank you. Kobe Russell is my son, at Kobe Russell. And you can find him also Facebook. And I think on Instagram, he'll post what his Instagram is because he's taken lots of amazing photographs that you'll want to see. But he's on TikTok, and he's the one who turned me on to TikTok in the first place. So you can find him at Kobe Russell. So thank you, Kobe, for tuning in. And I'm going to look around for more things that I want to show you. Oh, yeah, citrine. What made me go viral on TikTok was my set of videos about citrine. What is the difference between real citrine and fake citrine? And it so happens that I have a giant fake citrine here to show you. In advance of Valentine's Day, I want to make sure you're thinking about hearts. This is a gorgeous heart that most people will sell you as citrine. In point of fact, it is heat-treated amethyst or baked amethyst. And it's still gorgeous, it's still energetically relevant, but it's just not a self stone, and it's not the same as a true citrine, which I'm going to show you right here. That's what a true citrine looks like. Different color, different feel, different vibe. Okay, so this is a great big heart of baked amethyst. I also call it faux citrine. And this is a cute little citrine generator. In fact, I had two I wanted to show you. That's one of them. And this is the other one. There you go. Some nice color going on there. So I sell, this is about my smallest size for citrine. It's not cheap, but email me, Kyle at crystalconcentrics.com, if you are interested in having a look at my citrines, because I have nice cut citrines, and I also have rough crystals, big crystals of citrine. And there's a few I wanted to show you. First of all, this is one of the only proper sized tumbled pieces of natural citrine that I've found. So that's a really, really cool one. Again, if there's anything that you see that you like, you care about, email me, Kyle at crystalconcentrics.com. So this is a nice tumbler. And I also wanted to show you that my wire wrapper made this incredible pendant out of a piece of tumbled faux citrine. It's quite gorgeous. The color's great. The shape is really cool. It's just not the same as the true citrine that you see right over here. So here they both are together, one side by side, showing you the difference between the true citrine and the faux citrine over here. All right, I'm going to scroll up quick in case I've missed anything. I told you what crystals I'm wearing. I think I've been answering questions as they've been coming in. What do I find is complementary? A lot of people have been talking about complementary energies, and what do you suggest this with that? For me, what drives the choice of what makes something complementary or not is the function that you're striving to achieve with the two stones that you're talking about. So, for example, Moldavite is a very high ascension stone. You might want to pair that with another ascension stone if you want to go even higher, or you want to try to balance it by combining it with a more grounding stone that will bring you a little bit down energetically. Somebody asked, how do you work with Sugilite chips? That is an excellent question. You can use them as a third eye piece right on your forehead, or you can get a little bag of them. So it's almost like a little pillow of Sugilite, and you can rest another stone on it or a ring. I don't have them here, but I'm going to be uploading these gold-plated geometric sacred geometry charging plates that I've gotten. They're not stone, but they're really good for putting under a glass of water or under your crystals if you believe in having a charging plate in your life. I'm scrolling down, seeing if there's any other questions from TikTok, because yeah, people mostly appreciation for the different stones. I got a question here. Do I feel that amethyst is potentially too high vibe to keep in the bed, or do you see it as calming and great for sleep? Well, I actually think of amethyst in two ways. One is the softer, gentler lavender amethyst, and clusters of amethyst generally tend to fit into this category, where they're gently spiritually cleansing. They're perfect for under the bed or in your night table or under a healing table. That's a great function for a cluster or a lavender amethyst. The super dark amethysts, which I prefer in smaller points, is a different energy zone. It's not the healing energy zone, it's the vision energy zone, and it has more to do with spiritual mission. Somebody asked, when should you cleanse crystals? If you've been watching my TikTok or Instagram, where I push my TikTok videos over to, or you get my newsletters, you will see that I have put out a series of very controversial videos about crystal cleansing, charging, programming, and I forget the other one, crystal cleansing, charging, programming. Let's just leave it at that. There was a fourth one I've been referring to recently, but it skips my mind. I am not a big fan of crystal cleansing or programming or charging, because I believe the crystals come to you with the energy that is intrinsic and perfect and natural for you to be working with. So rather than trying to put energy into it, rather than trying to find bad vibes and negativity stuck on the crystals. You should leave all of those concepts outside in the human realm. They're our business. They're our problems. We're the ones who need cleansing. We're the ones who needs programming, not the stones. So there's a guy who I follow who's really into, he's anti-colonial. That's his big thing. And he uses it in religion. And it seems to me that the effort to cleanse, clear, program, and charge, there's the four right there. Cleanse, clear, program, and charge. Those efforts are all kind of colonial in the sense that you want to go in there and mess with and tweak with the crystal's energy instead of letting it be what it is already. So I hope that answered Mark's question. And someone asked to speak about citrine's properties. Let me hold up this nice citrine here. So citrine is a self stone, and it has to do with the pure self, the pre-abuse, the pre-trauma self. It's not, I won't say your best self, but maybe your most innocent self. And that's what citrine is. And energetically in the self zone, pyrite is like the protecting coating of the citrine. The citrine is like the yellow of an egg, and pyrite is like the egg white protecting it, which is kind of interesting. I'll also tell you a little bit about, thanks, Mark. I'm glad that that was helpful. I'm going to tell you about the fake citrine here, which is not a self stone. So it's just really not the same. This is a belly stone. And because it was transformed through artificial means, I call it cooking things through. It's a way of taking what is and making the best of it, or transforming it into something else for some other purpose. So that has a life lesson too, even though it's not the true citrine. So I'm going to look up here. I see some things. Julie says, rock on. Crystals bring medicine and gifts and energy. Yes, indeed. Love the crystals and receive their gifts and powers. All of that is true. Any other questions here? Oh, yeah, support for the programming concept. So I think, there's a couple more hearts I want to show you, because remember, Valentine's Day is coming up, and there's two types of gifts that I think make really good Valentine's gifts, either to yourself or to a friend or a colleague or someone you're in a relationship with, someone in your family. I have lots of hearts, and I wanted to show you this one. This is a really, really cool heart. It's got little flecks of pink and blue, and it's called Rare Blue and Pink Ibis Quartz. Ibis quartz is such a great concept and name. But the other type of stone that I want to tell you about, as far as this whole Valentine's theme is concerned, is twin stones, crystals that are 2 or 3 or 5 or whatever. Those are ones that I'm going to show you in heart form. So here's a gorgeous pair of twinned hearts made out of orange calcite. Very gorgeous stuff. There's 2 together. I had meant to bring you some sheen obsidian. I have some over the top, like really jumping out at you, golden sheen obsidian hearts, that some of which I'm going to make into pendants, which is kind of cool. But these are really sweet. I also have one I wanted to show you that is made of one of my favorites. I call it aquamarine fluorite. Very, very beautiful stuff. This has a little bit more purple than most of my aquamarines have. The aquamarines I like to have green and blue at the same time, not necessarily purple, but hey, it's still gorgeous and nice. So those are great. The twin hearts are a good thing. And I think I have my last show and tell item I'm going to hold out a little bit on, because I want to come back. Anybody who's joining from TikTok, let us know where you are from. Someone says, how do I feel about coated crystals like aura quartz? That is such a great question. I'm not that into them. And the reason is that once you do the aura process, which for those of you who don't know, there's aqua aura, there's cobalt aura, angel aura, so many different types of aura quartzes. They take the quartz, they put it in a vacuum chamber at a high temperature with powdered precious metals. And the powdered precious metals are fused to the surface of the aura quartz. And it gives it this sort of sheeny, metallic, rainbowy look that is super, super cool and beautiful. And a lot of people buy it for that reason. But energetically, it completely strips the original vibe that talk about reprogramming. That's a perfect example of the worst case scenario of trying to to program charge, put your intention. The aura is a perfect example of how extreme that can really get. I'm going to turn the light up just a little bit because I feel like TikTok's not seeing me very brightly. So that's cool. I'm seeing a lot of comments coming through here on TikTok, so I want to make sure. Rockford, Illinois. Thank you, everybody who's telling us where you are from. Oh, Nina Mandelson. There she is. Nina Mandelson is my wife, and she has amazing programs that she offers women and has been for decades. Charlestown, Massachusetts. I'm right in Arlington, Massachusetts at the Portal Crystal Gallery for you to come check us out. We're open only 3 hours a day, but 7 days a week, which is kind of cool. The reason I'm open shorter hours is that the COVID shut us down, and when we opened up, there wasn't as much foot traffic. So we've trained our audience, our clients, our people who come to us to come within that 3 hour window. And it's really been working well. And the rest of the time before and after, I use to work with people online, collect things to photograph, etc. Hello, New Jersey, Chicago. I love it when people tell us where they are coming in from. Somebody says, I love your account. It's cool. Love it. So if you have any questions, crystal questions, TikTok people, feel free to ask them. England is talking to us. Now, England, it's past midnight, so I admire you for staying up. I actually thought this live was going to be at 7:30, but I had promoted it for 7, and then YouTube and Facebook reminded me, you better be on by 7, so I had like 20 minutes to really get myself together. Someone else asks, can you tell me where to find crystals in the earth? Asking for a friend. Well, the advice that I give people in my book, and again, if you weren't on earlier, my book is coming out. It's going to be beautiful color, 8.5 by 8.5, crystal energy, understanding and working with stones for clarity and flow. The book covers so much ground. And one of the questions that I address is, how do you get crystals? And one of them that is very well respected is to go mine them yourself. And there are lots of rock clubs, gem and mineral clubs that you can join all over the US at least, and I'm sure internationally. And they will be happy to take you on field trips to go dig stuff in the ground. That is not my field. That's not my expertise, although I've done a little bit of it. I think I prefer the range of choice that I am offered when I go see other miners who have collected different things. Because I have this broader taste in so many different types of crystals, it makes sense for me to have more to choose from. And if I went and specialized in tourmaline mining in Maine, for example, I would never be seeing stones from Madagascar or from Africa, mainland, continental Africa, or so many of the other interesting places that stones come from. What else? Somebody got gifted a 5-pound sphere. That's pretty happy. Somebody asked about cheap Moldavite. I have, I've done a bunch of videos about Moldavite. I showed you earlier. I have under $20 Moldavites available. All you have to do is email me, kyle@crystalconcentrics.com. Someone asked me about Arfvedsonite, which is so obscure that I must confess I have not heard of it. Nina says that I turned her favorite hearts into amazing pendants, and when I wear them, everyone compliments. I just did a video tonight where I talked about those pendants for you, Nina. that you're using for your photo shoot next week. So questions, I'm not seeing Massachusetts. Jacqueline Johnson, hey, you should definitely come to our store. It's in Arlington, Mass. Someone said, where's my two-sided ring? I know, I forgot to put it on or put them on. I have this giant Herkimer diamond up here and a beautiful meteorite down there. So I'm wearing two rings at the same time, but not in this video, sadly. I missed out on that boat. Thanks for asking, though. Somebody wants to come to look for the cheaper Moldavite at the store? Yes. We're open from 1 till 4 p.m. and it's at 489 Mass Ave. That's called the Portal Crystal Gallery. And it's also good. I do mail order all the time. I can show you more and sometimes more easily by email if you email me, kyle@crystalconcentrics.com. Martha Welch says hello from Natick. Welcome. So we've got people all the way from England and all the way from Metro Boston talking to us tonight, which is kind of cool. So if you have any more questions, pop them to me. I'm going to be wrapping up the talk show shortly. I've covered a lot of ground. For those who have stayed on or who are just coming on, I want to tell you that I talked about so many different things. Oh, this is my last show and tell. This is something I called Mystic Agate. I'm going to pull it close to the one camera and close to the other camera. It's super gorgeous, detailed, and awesome. And it is, I think I came up with a really cool explanation for it in my book. I think I called it the genius of nature, or creative genius of nature, or something like that, because it's a vision stone and it represents just how incredibly creative nature can be. So that's my last show and tell. I did, someone says, see me Tuesday, buddy. Love it. I showed you some hearts, like this moonstone heart, silver moonstone and leopard moonstone. Very cool. I told you that even though I sold my other fancy Moldavite pendulums, I have two left like this that are quartz, and they have a container with Moldavite in it, which is kind of awesome. I talked about Sugilite, which ranges in color from light pink to a darker purple. Gorgeous stuff. When did I get into crystals? Somebody asked. I got into crystals coming up on 34 years ago at the harmonic convergence of 1987. I had a major breakthrough and download, which I did a podcast about on my site, crystalconcentrics.com. Look up the podcast. It's called My Moldavite Breakthrough, and I tell this incredible story about how, long and short of it, I was visited by aliens and information was transmitted miraculously, and the rest is history. So that's kind of a hell of a story. That's a great shortening of it. But anyone who's able to visit the store, definitely, it's amazing. You will not be disappointed. There is a fantastic selection. That's not me who said that. That is one of our commenters here right from YouTube. So I'm so happy that we're able to do this on YouTube and Facebook and TikTok at the same time. I just want to finish my little review. We talked about citrine, natural citrine. These are about the smallest citrines that I have. And you can find more by emailing me. I am going to be uploading more to my site. And this is a great big faux citrine heart, which is kind of cool. But it's a totally different energy than the true citrines. So it just ain't the same thing. Eventually, I'm going to be parceling out smaller chips of Sugilite to sell to people for lower amounts. Generally, the Sugilite goes for hundreds and hundreds. And I also have these nice triple disc necklaces, which are super cool. Someone tried to find my Moldavite pendulum and couldn't find it in the store. That's right, because in my video where I showed you the pendulums, I said, if you're interested, email me, kyle@crystalconcentrics.com. And guess what? A bunch of people did that. I got a ton of emails from people with interest in those pendulums. So the way to reach me is always and reliably by email. I also have single discs like this. This is a gorgeous, great big Sugilite, which is kind of tasty. And I'm going to be uploading so many more things soon to my site. So now what I want to do is I'm going to end by inviting you to ask questions. I am hoping that I have not missed anybody on TikTok. I'm scrolling through and think I've answered all the questions. So if you want to ask any last minute questions, ask them now. I do have a store, actually. The store is crystalconcentrics.com. It's on crystalconcentrics.com. But like I was saying earlier in the talk show, I used to put only more expensive items because it was such a hassle to upload items. And now I have so much that is backlogged, like literally 95% of my product is offline. So by us developing a personal relationship through the email, I can narrow down based on your budget and what interests you, the types of stones you'll really want to be looking at. And then I can show you a bunch of them at one time, and it saves time. I don't have to upload every single one. Someone said, what do I think about using crystals for chakras? That is a sensitive subject. There's been some talk on TikTok about how use of the word chakra is inappropriate. It's cultural appropriation or whatever. And also the fact that our understanding in the West about chakras is very different than the way it was originally conceived over in India. So the way that I sort of skirt that issue altogether is to tell you that I have developed something called the 10 energy zone system. And this is my poster where I talk about it. The 10 energy zone system organizes all stones according to one of these 10 energy zones. There's a little bit of overlap with the 7 chakra system, but I've added 3 other additional energy zones, including foundation, including channel. I rename throat chakra voice. I rename third eye vision. I rename crown and also reinvent the concept of crown to be called source. So somebody was asking, and I'm about to do a reply vid on TikTok about they said they're asked about opening chakras. For me, chakras really, or energy zones, really need to be dealt with when they feel blocked. So if you're having, say, anxiety or depression or bad self-image, there may be a few different things going on in different parts of your body or different energy zones, and that calls for different stones to be employed for those different functions. Tommy O'Brien says hello. Hey, Tommy, that's so cool. I saw that Moldavite that you got somewhere else before it got sold to you. And it's an incredible Moldavite. It's like Batman. It's like some sort of cool tribal tattoo. It's got all sorts of waves and cool shapes. Very nice. I'm about to come into possession of a bunch of smaller Vesidnisi Moldavites, which are going to further expand my selection dramatically. So thank you, everybody who is joining. Someone said if they come tomorrow to the store, I'll have everything there. You can see it all. I hope I've answered those questions. Ask me any others. Not seeing anything new, so I might be wrapping up because I do these events for you, and I had an agenda. I wanted to talk about my book. I want to also mention I have an incredible link tree on TikTok, and if anyone's not on TikTok, I recommend you go to TikTok because it's a great social media network. In my link tree, I list how you can subscribe, when my next talk show is, when my next meditation is, and I haven't mentioned that I'm doing a meditation in exactly 1 week at 7:30 on the 24th of January. I do the talk show once a month, and I do the meditation once a month. The meditation does cost $10. It's not free. And the reason I do that is that I'm doing it on Zoom, and it's more private, it's more personal, it's more intimate. We have discussion before and afterwards. And you can find out about that on the events tab of my site, crystalconcentrics.com. Thank you, all the new joiners through TikTok. How many crystals do I personally own or have in my house? Wait a minute. Am I seeing my friend from Scotland here? If I am, say hello. Crystals from in my house. You know what? My house is not as full of crystals as it might be. I probably have maybe 30 or 40 crystals. If you start counting pendants and necklaces, it goes up a little bit from there. But in my store and in my warehouse, I have literally thousands of stones. So that's how big my collection is. And I also, oh yeah, Tommy says that was a gift. Very cool. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the official Facebook, YouTube talk show now. I think we've gone 50 minutes. I've never gone this long. So I'm really pleased that I covered a lot of ground. I'm going to stay on with TikTok for a little bit longer to see if I missed anything. And I'm happy and grateful that all of you have joined me. And I look forward to sharing my next talk show. And I hope that you will come to my TikTok channel. I'm putting out 2 videos a day. They go to Instagram also, always under the trade name Crystal Concentrics. And I'm doing that meditation next Sunday. Those of you, I'm sure there's somebody on here who has been to one of my meditations, and it's always a good time, especially live. But the cool thing about it is, even if you're in Europe or something comes up and you're busy and you're not able to be there during the actual broadcast, you will get replay access. So it's worth signing up anyway to be a part of the meditation experience, and you can watch it at any time that's convenient for you. So thank you everybody for joining. I'm going to stay on TikTok a little longer, so TikTokers, please hang out. And I'm going to say goodbye to Facebook and YouTube now, and we will connect again soon. Thanks so much for watching. It's Kyle, your crystal guide from crystalconcentrics.com.